Welcome to the Rooted Goddess podcast with your host, Leslie Sprague, where we talk all things wellness, woo-woo, life, and everything in between. As a small-town mom of two amazing kiddos, I understand the challenges of what it's like to stay grounded and go after your dreams. My goal for this podcast is to inspire you to root down so you can grow stronger, rise up, and let your light shine bright so you can be the goddess you are truly meant to be. Think of this as your one-stop shop. It's happy hour with a gal pal while getting truthful and heartfelt about taking the steps forward to living your best life. Welcome to the Rooted Goddess podcast. I'm your host, Leslie Sprague. So last week we talked a little bit about belief and creating that belief within yourself and constantly choosing over and over again. And this week we want to go a little bit deeper into that. So I want you to take a moment and think about who you are. What makes you up? What are your values? What are your things that are non-negotiable? What make you you? And from there, I'm going to encourage you to step into that a little further. So once you have the who you are, what is she like? Go on a little bit of a riff with that. So tap into what are your values, what are your beliefs, and maybe you notice when you're coming up with these things, maybe those beliefs some of them might not apply to you anymore. Maybe you're growing a little bit. But where are you going in your life? What is next for you? So this is kind of like a little introspective, like examining where you are, where you're at, where you're going, because I'm encouraging you, I'm giving you permission, if you need permission, to loosen those mind shackles a little bit. Let yourself dream. Where would you go? What if you could be, do, and have anything you wanted in this world today? What would you do? What would your life look like? What would your day-to-day look like? Would you still be working in a 9-to-5 job? Would you still be working, I don't know, for some people 60, 70 hours a week? What would your health routine look like? If you could have anything in the world, what would your relationships look like? And not just your romantic relationships, like I'm talking all relationships. Relationships with your family, with your best friends, with your whatever. I'm drawing a blank. But you get the idea. And it's funny with relationships. I try and always look at myself first, because I know that 9% of the time, if there's an issue with a relationship, whether it's a friend or with my husband or whatever, 99% of the time it's my stuff. And I'm not saying that I'm always the one to blame or anything, but the reaction I'm having is coming from me. The person could be totally innocent or biased on the other side, but It's my thing. And I'm hope I'm explaining this right, because I'm not saying it always does take two people, but the way you interpret and receive information is always your own stuff. And it's like having when we have relationships with other people, it's like a mirror. Those people are a mirror reflecting back to us. And they're reflecting back to us the things that we possibly may need to work on, or the things that we need to let go of, those beliefs, or maybe we need to examine those things a little bit deeper. So, what do your relationships look like? What does your home look like? Let yourself dream in all areas. What's your daily routine? I think I said that one already. What kind of vehicle would you be driving? Would you be traveling more? Would you be volunteering more, maybe? Let yourself go on a riff. Let yourself create, or just go on an imagination journey and figure out what's next for you. Because some people sometimes, and I had a great explanation of this this morning, actually, in one of my programs that I'm taking, and she was talking about like we're always evolving, and once you reach your goal that you're looking at, you get like you're on a different level, so you get to pick a new goal, or we get to stay stagnant. And I'm going to end that here, and we're going to continue on with that in next week's episode. So yeah, shoot me a DM and tell me where you're going. What are your dreams, desires, and all the things that you wrote down on the paper? Did it get you excited? Did it create any fears or worries, doubts in your mind? If it did, I want you to gently dismiss those for the moment, finish the exercise, let yourself fully explore this. And if it did, look at those fears, procrastinations, doubts, and decide whether or not they're going to hold you back. And maybe we just need to flip the switch on those. So actually, I'm going to riff on that for a sec here. So flipping the switch, when I say that, I'm talking about, okay, so flipping a negative fear or doubt to a positive story. So it's like creating an affirmation or positive mantra. So the one that I love to use, because I think a lot of people have this one, is I never have enough time. And you may have heard this before on one of my other episodes, but when you say I never have enough time, guess what you're attracting to yourself? Never enough time. So when you flip that switch and say, I always have enough time to get everything I need done, how does that feel? How does that sit with you? Like, totally changes the vibe. Totally makes it lighter, easier, and all that fun stuff. So take a look at those fears, procrastinations, and doubts. Can you flip the switch on any of them? If the answer is yes, great. Scratch those out. Write a new thought. If the answer is no, shoot me a DM and I would be happy to help you flip the switch. So until next week, namaste. Thank you so much for listening, and let me give you a virtual hug, big squeeze, as a token of my appreciation. At the very least, I hope you had some fun while listening and maybe even learned a thing or two. And bonus points if I got a chuckle out of you. If you liked this episode, it would mean the world to me if you could leave me a 5-star review, or if you know someone who could benefit from listening, share it on your Insta stories and tag me at Leslie's Yoga and Wellness. Subscribe to this channel if you want to stay up to date with new episodes. By doing these things, it helps to get my podcast noticed so that people who need to hear my message are more attracted to it. Please feel free to stop by my website, lesliespragg.com, and grab a copy of my free Mom Self-Care Kit. While you're there, grab a free few yoga classes. Namaste, Goddesses. Until next time.